They lost their homes, their businesses, their constitutional rights, all stripped away during World War II. For almost 4 years, Japanese Americans lived behind barbed wire in concentration camps right here in the U.S. And as we continue to bridge the divide, 13 Action News reporter Alicia Patillo takes you back in time for a day of remembrance.
Way back before I was born, there was a hatred against all Asians, not only Japanese, but Chinese, other Asian races, especially on the western section of this country, because that's where a lot of the immigrants who were working to help build the railroads during the 1800s, they settled along the West Coast, California, Oregon, and Washington.
On February 19, 1942, President Roosevelt signed Executive Order 9066 under the direction and pressure of advisors. The West Coast was designated as a military area, and the order gave commanders the power to exclude civilians from a military zone.
All Japanese in the states of California, Oregon, and Washington shall be removed from their homes and placed into the prison camps. There were 10 of them, 120,000 people. Most of us were American citizens.
San Mihara, a second-generation Japanese American born in California, was only 9 years old in the summer of 1942 when he and his family were ripped away from their homes and forced by military guards to relocate to a concentration camp in Heart Mountain, Wyoming.
When I arrived there on a train, it was a prison train. All the exits were guarded by armed guards and taken on a truck, put us in the backs of the trucks with our one suitcase per person. I remember seeing the barbed wire fences. There were 9 guard towers. Each tower had a soldier with a long-range rifle. And there were signs along the fence that says, "Do not cross this border."
While Americans fought against tyranny overseas, the land of the free also experienced a dark time. Conditions inside the camps were inhumane, and for 3 years, this is how Mihara and his family lived.
There was no water, there's no electricity. The walls were not insulated. That winter, it got down to minus 28 degrees, unprepared. The government never told us we were going to northern Wyoming. We didn't bring the right clothing, and it was miserable.
As the days and months grew into years, redemption seemed impossible, and the scars endured from camp lasted a lifetime.
My father went blind inside the camp. He had a case of glaucoma of his eyes, and General DeWitt would not let him go back to visit his own eye doctor.
On February 19th of every year, Japanese Americans will never forget. It is the day of remembrance.
What happened to us should not happen again to anyone else.
Alicia Patillo, 13 Action News.